It seems almost impossible, a riddle from a forgotten time. Imagine walking across the vast, sun-baked sands of the Egyptian desert, a place where life really struggles against the heat and dryness. Here, far from any ocean, you might stumble upon something extraordinary, the skeleton of a whale. This is not a mirage, but a genuine window into our planet's deep history. These ancient bones, scattered across the landscape, tell a story of a world profoundly different from our own. They whisper of a time when this very desert was not a sea of sand, but a warm, shallow sea teeming with life, a nursery for some of the most magnificent creatures to have ever lived on Earth. The discovery of these fossils challenges our modern perception of the world. We see deserts as barren and oceans as full of life, but Earth's surface is not static. It is constantly shifting, changing over millions of years. The land we stand on today may have once been at the bottom of a great ocean, and what is now a deep sea might one day be a high mountain. The whale skeletons of Egypt are a powerful reminder of this incredible geological dance. They are silent witnesses to the slow, relentless forces that shape our planet, turning seabeds into arid wastelands and preserving the secrets of a lost aquatic world for us to find. This remarkable place is known as Wadi al-Hitan, which in Arabic means Valley of the Whales. It is located in the western desert of Egypt, a place of stunning natural beauty and profound scientific importance. Here, the wind has carved the sand and rock into a breathtaking landscape, but the true treasures lie beneath the surface. For millions of years, these fossils lay hidden, locked away in layers of sandstone and shale. It was only in the early 20th century that they were first discovered, and since then, scientists have been carefully unearthing them, piecing together a chapter of life story that had been lost to time. The sheer number of fossils found in Wadi al-Hitan is astounding. It is not just one or two skeletons, but hundreds of them, creating a fossil graveyard of ancient marine life. This concentration of well-preserved remains makes the valley a unique location on our planet. It provides an unparalleled glimpse into the ecosystem of the ancient Tethys Sea, which covered this region around 40 million years ago. Walking through this valley is like, well, walking through time, with each fossil offering a clue, a piece of a grand puzzle that helps us understand the long and wondrous journey of life on Earth. So, how did these giants of the sea end up in the middle of a desert? The answer lies in the Earth's long and dynamic history. About 40 to 50 million years ago, during a period known as the Eocene Epoch, much of northern Africa was submerged beneath a vast tropical body of water called the Tethys Sea. This ancient sea connected the Atlantic and Indian Oceans, and its warm, shallow waters were a perfect habitat for a rich variety of marine creatures. The area that is now Wadi al-Hitan was a calm, protected bay, a place where animals came to feed, breed, and give birth, away from the dangers of the open ocean. Over millions of years, the Earth's tectonic plates, the giant pieces of our planet's crust, slowly moved. Africa drifted northward, closing the Tethys Sea. As the sea gradually retreated, the bay at Wadi al-Hitan became shallower and eventually disappeared, leaving behind a thick layer of sediment on what was once the seafloor. The bodies of the creatures that had died there were covered by mud and sand. This process happened slowly, layer by layer, entombing the animals and protecting their remains from scavengers and decay. It was the beginning of a long journey of fossilization. The fossils found in Wadi al-Hitan are exceptionally well preserved, and this is largely thanks to the environment that followed. As the sea vanished, the region transformed into the arid desert we see today. The dry climate and the protective layers of rock shielded the skeletons from the destructive forces of water and weather. This pristine preservation allows paleontologists to study the skeletons in remarkable detail, sometimes even finding the contents of their last meals still preserved within their fossilized stomachs. It is this incredible quality of preservation that makes Wadi al-Hitan a true treasure for science, a perfect snapshot of an ancient marine world. The fossils are not just of whales. The valley has yielded a complete picture of the ancient ecosystem. Scientists have uncovered the remains of early sea cows, which are the ancestors of today's manatees and dugongs. They have found the skeletons of giant crocodiles, sea snakes, and turtles, giving us a sense of the other inhabitants of this prehistoric bay. There are also countless fossilized sharks' teeth, evidence of the top predators that patrolled these waters. Together, these fossils paint a vivid picture of a bustling, vibrant marine community, a world of predators and prey that existed long before humans walked the earth. The most significant story that Wadi al-Hitan tells is one of evolution. The whale fossils found here are not quite like the whales we know today. They belong to a group of early whales called Archaeocides, and they represent a crucial transitional stage in whale evolution. The most famous of these is the Basilosaurus, a serpentine creature that could grow up to 18 meters long. Despite its massive size and fully aquatic lifestyle, its skeleton holds a surprising secret. It had a pair of small but fully formed hind legs, complete with a knee, ankle, and distinct toes. These legs were too small to support its weight on land, but they are undeniable proof of its terrestrial ancestry. These legs are a classic example of a vestigial structure, a feature that an organism has inherited from its ancestors, but that is now less useful or has a different function. For Basilosaurus, these small legs were no longer used for walking. They may have been used during mating, or they may have had no function at all, simply remaining as a leftover from their land-dwelling past. Finding these fossils was a breakthrough moment for science. It provided clear, physical evidence for what Charles Darwin had predicted, that whales, these masters of the marine world, had evolved from mammals that once walked on four legs on the land. Another important whale fossil from the valley is Dorudon, a smaller, more dolphin-like creature that lived alongside Basilosaurus. Like its larger cousin, Dorudon also possessed tiny hind legs, reinforcing the evidence of a land-based origin. These creatures show us evolution in action. Their bodies were already well adapted for life in the water, with streamlined shapes, powerful tails for propulsion, and nostrils that had begun to shift toward the top of the head, on their way to becoming the blowholes of modern whales. Yet they still carried the anatomical signature of their past, a clear link to the four-legged mammals that were their ancestors. The journey from a land animal to a fully aquatic one is one of the most dramatic transformations in the history of life. It involved a series of remarkable changes. Front legs evolved into flippers for steering, bodies became elongated and smooth to move efficiently through water, and tails developed powerful flukes for swimming. The fossils of Wadi al-Hitan capture a perfect midpoint in this great evolutionary journey. They show us creatures that had committed to a life in the sea, but had not yet shed all the evidence of their terrestrial heritage. They are a beautiful and powerful illustration of how life adapts and changes over immense spans of time. The immense scientific value of Wadi al-Hitan has not gone unnoticed. In 2005, in recognition of its unique and universal importance, the valley was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This status provides the site with international protection, ensuring that its irreplaceable fossil treasures are preserved for future generations of scientists and visitors. The designation helps to safeguard the valley from damage, whether from uncontrolled tourism, illegal fossil collecting, or other human activities. It confirms that this Egyptian desert valley is not just a national treasure, but a part of the shared heritage of all humanity. Protecting Wadi al-Hitan is crucial because it is an outdoor museum and a living laboratory. The fossils are often left in situ, meaning they are displayed exactly where they were found. This allows visitors to see the skeletons in their natural context, lying in the same ancient seabed where the animals died 40 million years ago. This approach creates a powerful connection to the past, making the experience of visiting the valley deeply immersive and educational. For scientists, it means they can continue to study the fossils and their surrounding rock layers to learn more about the ancient climate, geology, and the precise conditions that led to this extraordinary fossil assemblage. The lessons from Wadi al-Hitan extend beyond the story of whale evolution. They teach us about the profound changes our planet has undergone. The existence of a sea in what is now one of the driest places on Earth is a stark reminder of climate change and the dynamic nature of our world's geography. It shows us that the environments we know today are not permanent. By studying these past worlds, scientists can better understand the processes that drive planetary change, which can help us to predict and navigate the environmental challenges we face in our own time. These ancient bones have much to teach us about our future. Ultimately, the Valley of the Whales is a place of wonder and humility. It reminds us of the immense timescale of life on Earth and our own relatively recent arrival on the scene. Standing in this silent valley, surrounded by the ghosts of these ancient sea giants, one cannot help but feel a sense of awe at the long, winding path of evolution. From a small four-legged creature venturing into the water, to the great leviathans that roam our oceans today, the story of the whale is a testament to the power of adaptation and the endless creativity of nature. Wadi al-Hitan allows us to witness a key chapter of this incredible story, written in bone and stone.